Day 3 in the trial of Christopher Schurr. Today, we could see the defense start to call their first witnesses to the stand.
The defense has about 40 witnesses they could call up to the stand, but remember, not all are required to testify here. Before the defense can begin, Nicholas Bloomfield, the prosecution's last witness, will return to the stand to finish his testimony. And while we don't know who the defense will call to the stand, Christopher Schurr himself could testify. Attorney Andrew Rodenhouse, an expert we've been speaking with, says it could help the defense if the jury hears what was going through Schurr's mind during the struggle.
Now, Day 3 begins after a contentious Day 2 in the courtroom. So
the defense and prosecution spent hours arguing over the expertise of 2 of the 3 witnesses the prosecution called to testify yesterday. 13 on your side's Deja Barrett joins us live outside of the Kent County Courthouse. Deja, good morning to you. Both of these witnesses we're talking about here focused on police use of force.
Tanner, Emily, good morning. Yeah, so that disagreement all started around 11 yesterday morning when Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker called Seth Stoughton to the stand. Now, Stoughton is a professor of law and criminal justice at the University of South Carolina. Stoughton has been retained in more than 100 cases as an expert in police tactics and use of force. The defense, however, objecting, saying Stoughton's opinion will confuse the jury. Now, the line of questioning took over an hour into the lunch break, and after asking a few of her own questions, the judge ultimately siding with Prosecutor Becker. Now, once Stoughton's testimony started, he said the use of force must be proportional to the threat. He explained Schurr pulling over Patrick Lyoya's car was acceptable, and so was Schurr's decision to grab Lyoya after he walked away. However, he says Schurr's next action to chase and tackle Patrick Lyoya were not something a reasonable officer would do.
When you run past the car and now you have the other individual in the car at your back, you have no idea what they're doing because you're so focused on the individual that you're chasing. And that gives them an opportunity to, put it bluntly, get out of the car and attack you in a direction that you were not expecting. So going back to that sort of tactical framework, the tactical benefits of chasing someone are not nothing, right? There is some tactical benefit that I could chase someone and maybe grab them. But the tactical risks of doing so are substantial.
Now, Stoughton goes on to argue the use of deadly force. It was not something a reasonable officer would have done. Stoughton's testimony, though, went on for 4 hours, the longest of the case so far. Now, the next witness, Nick Bloomfield, he was also challenged by the defense, though a judge once again sided with the prosecution. Bloomfield has expertise in police use of force management. He also spoke about Schurr's choice to use a taser. Now, as you mentioned, Bloomfield will return back to the stand this morning, starting at 8:30 as Day 3 of the Christopher Schurr trial is underway. Reporting live outside of the Kent County Courthouse, Deja Barrett, 13 on your side.